Hi guys, and welcome back to Niall and we are continuing our look at the Belgian Eurosong 2025 national final hopefuls. So we had the second showcase this week, and Thomas was keeping a bridge of it. Can you tell us anything about it? Anything to look out for when we get into the series?
Well, I can definitely tell the quality was better than Showcase 1. Although we have discussed Le Manu and said that we both really liked that on second listen. So who knows what can happen to the other songs from Showcase 1. But definitely 2 and this one are definitely I am loving and nearly obsessed with. There's one that I like that I'm like not loving but liking, and then there's one, a little bit less. But
okay.
You'll just have to tune in to see what we think.
Exactly. And if you want to check out the previous videos, including that infamous Showcase 1, you can do so at niallpois.com. All the links to our national finals reactions, our Eurovision reactions, and podcast are all there. And you can also send us a voice note with any thoughts or questions that you may have. But getting back into Eurosong, we are going to look today at Strobe Lights, the song by Red Sebastian, who is taking his name literally by wearing red hoodie, red gloves, and has red hair. He's just making sure that we know that he likes red.
Yeah. And apparently, from what he said in the showcase, his name is indeed comes from Sebastian from The Little Mermaid.
Oh.
Because I said that jokingly to you, like whenever I posted that on Blue Sky, and then I told you about it. Like whenever I hear that name, Red Sebastian, all I can think of is Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. And then they asked him about his name in the showcase, and he's like, "Yeah, well, I did the color red to make it more unique and like for my look. And Sebastian, it comes from Sebastian from The Little Mermaid." And I was like, already loving this guy.
Okay, well, let's check out our very own Red Sebastian, the lobster from The Little Mermaid. Here he is.
Strobe lights, getting lost in your eyes, cotton candy haze.
That's a low voice. Wasn't expecting that.
Okay, I'm liking this beat.
Yep. Very like sort of 90s trance vibe.
I'm getting a little bit of Gustav vibes from him.
The vocal as well a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Step into the mirror to bright new dimensions where no words are needed. Feel the connection. Clock's never ticking where love is the end and come down through the looking glass. Strobe lights, getting us in your eyes.
Got a really good vocal.
Cotton candy haze, floating around in space.
Yeah, it's quite unique, isn't it? Ooh. Wasn't expecting these high notes.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh.
I'm assuming that was a tech glitch on our side and not from the show.
Silence never felt so loud.
I feel like this is also the first one that hasn't sort of a staging concept already.
Very simple.
Yeah, but effective.
Is that his friend? I'm guessing he's just like crying.
Yeah. It's his best friend apparently.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
This is taking me back to like clubbing, when you went clubbing, when you would hear this kind of songs.
I don't know, I still can't really
Oh
imagine
my
you being a
God.
big clubber. That's a massive note.
And long note.
It's where I wanna stay.
Woo! Okay, so that was Strobe Lights by Red Sebastian. Now, it was quite interesting to me, actually, that his vocal was quite similar to Gustav, and it was also a little bit of a throwback in terms of, well, it felt like, yes, to maybe a different type of era, but still, it was interesting. Have VRT found something that they can work with? Maybe. Who knows? What we might be seeing in 2027 in that case. However, let's not think too far ahead. This is still 2025. This is again my first time hearing this, and I feel like it's one that I'm going to need to listen to once or twice more at the very least to get a sort of actual handle on how I actually feel about it. Like, it's good, but I can't tell whether it's good or whether I really like it or whether I love it. Like, I feel like there's a bit of processing I need to do over it. Like, I think I maybe need to hear the studio version, which I believe are out and available now. But yeah, I'm not 100% sold, but not in a way where I'm like, oh, I don't like this. Just in a way where, here's what it is, I'm intrigued. And sometimes being intrigued for me is way more interesting than instantly loving a song, because you then begin to look into the different layers of it. You then look into the lyrics a little bit more and sort of just see what you find, and then you figure out how you feel about it. So yeah, I'm very intrigued by this. He's got an insane vocal. I was a little bit worried to begin with because it did start very low, and some of the bits in the first verse or so, he sounded like he was maybe struggling a little bit. That's just how I heard it. If I can see your face. You're disagreeing.
Yeah, completely disagreeing on that. Yeah,
I don't know. It just wasn't fully perfect to me. But then it really, really stepped into its own. And that last note with how long it was and how high pitched.
Yeah.
Like, considering how low he started, I was not expecting that in any way, shape, or form. And I do really like this beat. It's quite exciting. I will say that bits of it, in terms of the beat, and I think part of it is because of the staging, bits of it reminded me of Unforgettable by Marcus and Martinez. You know, when it does like the strobe and stuff like that. But that's it. Not in sound wise, but just like in
staging
feel.
Looks and,
yeah. And it just took me back to that a little bit. But no, I mean, as I say, intrigued is my word. Intrigued. I'm going to need to listen to it a bit more.
Yeah. Now I can see. Okay. I feel like for me it was very instant, because I obviously, like, you'd listen to the snippets, I think.
Very briefly, yes.
Yeah. Well, they were snippets, so yeah, very briefly. But
they were very, very brief snippets.
Yeah, they were. Which is why I didn't listen to them in the first place. For me, this was very instant. Like, as soon as that beat kicked in, I was like, oh, okay, I see where this is going. I felt like, do you know what it is? Like, for Belgium, this would be something very crazy to send, like, and very unsafe for us then. I feel like we've never really, and we can kind of, like, I see the comparisons with Gustav vocally. Gustav was more like house. This is very trance to me. Like, this is very much like a club song, like, it's completely different, but I see the comparisons. I feel like we've never really sent something this edgy in a way. We've had some songs where it was like, you know, like Loïc Notet and Blanche, who both had that sort of like dark, moody pop feel. This one is a lot more edgy to me. This one is a lot more. I need to stop using my hands because this keeps happening to me. Yeah, I feel like this would be risky for us to send. Not in the sense that I think it wouldn't do well, but it is something that we've never sent before.
Hmm.
And I think it's something that people don't really expect us to send. I feel like there would be other countries, if this would be in the lineup for their national final, where it'd be like, okay, that makes sense. But at the same time, even though it is something new for us, this is, if you would ask me what is typical Belgian music, this is it. Belgium has an incredible dance and trance scene, always has. We've had the most amazing dance acts in the 90s and the early 2000s. Some of them went worldwide. Actually, Jelle van Daal, who is also one of the contestants in Showcase 2 for Eurosong, used to be a lead singer of one of those 90s and early 2000s dance acts. She was lead singer of an act called Glasgow. I'll talk more about that in her video. But we do have a really strong dance and trance scene, always have. You know, if you look at the festivals, Tomorrowland, the biggest dance festival there is in the world, like people from all around the world come to see it. A lot of Belgian DJs are on that stage. So I would be very excited to have Belgium send something like this, because it really does showcase our traditional music. It doesn't sound like traditional music, obviously, but it is very, very Belgian. And this is something, this one has a very heavy beat. Like it's not exactly dance per se, but it is something that you would hear on the radio over here. And something that could become, it's already #1 in the Belgian iTunes.
Oh, wow.
So it's, obviously there's a little bit of hype because of the showcase. So people are obviously listening to the song out of curiosity as well. So that'll be a part of it. But out of all the 8 songs that have come out yesterday, he's #1. He's got, on the official VRT channel on YouTube, he had 48,000 views this morning. The second one was Mentissa with 17,000.
Wow.
So there's definitely some hype. And I can see a lot of Belgian people actually reacting positively on the song in the comments. So I'm not saying that this is going to be the winner, but it very well could be.
So one to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully my intrigue brings me over to that side. As I say, I do like it. It's just something I need to get into it more. I think that's it. And we've had this before, especially with me, where I don't always get it on the first listen. I need a few goes around.
I think you said that about Erica Vickman as well, and now from what I can
I can't stop talking about Ikekome. I'm so sorry that we're not talking about Erica here. We'll move on. No. We'll talk about Erica again another day. I'm sure we'll have videos dedicated to Erica Vickman. But this is Red Sebastian. As I say, very good vocal, interesting beat. Maybe it's just that sort of dance trance isn't necessarily my go-to type of music, and it's not something that I'm fully familiar with. So maybe that's all it is. But we'll keep an eye out on this, and next week we will know who will represent Belgium. Could it be Red Sebastian? Keep an eye out at neilpoir.com. We will see the eventual winner of Eurosong being reacted to there, as well as our thoughts on all the other Eurosong acts and other content too. So check that out, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.